Okay, members and friends, we're back. I just got a little onion here. Take off my glasses. Premier Christy Clark's healthcare system. With the dollar store glasses. Because nobody wants to fix old glasses that are perfectly fine. Because they want you buying new glasses even though you don't have enough money to buy them. But I gotta keep my eyes focused here. Plus, I don't want to talk over this onion. It's working. I'm only cooking up some food here, people. So I'm not committing no crimes. That's not so bad. Okay, members and friends, I'm cutting onions because I'm making soup again. This time it's turkey soup. These are the onions I was using. Oh, I gotta take off my glasses. Now the thing is, I can't really see that well here, so I gotta make sure I ain't chopping up a bunch of mold and crap. Some of these onions have been sitting out for a while. So let me just get this part done. And let me just say that I haven't gotten my medicine yet. And I phoned up the specialist office and I told them what's going on with this medicine. They give me two bottles, because the doctor prescribed me 3. The one that I was taking for a year, that I was told that was working and I should keep taking it, to find out that it wasn't working. It was covered for a full year. And as soon as I get a new prescription, right, with 3 drops, 2 are covered, but 1 is not. And then the pharmacy is telling me I gotta pay $40. And I'm like, no, I don't think so. I don't get enough on welfare to be paying $40, first of all. And why would I pay for a medicine if it's not working? Oh, these shallots work pretty fast, people. And I phoned up a different pharmacy, and they're telling me that the doctor has to fill out some form for pharmacare, and then it will be covered. So by that time it was the weekend. So then, I don't know, on Monday I guess I phoned back the first pharmacy to to ask them about this form. And then they're telling me that they looked up on my file again, and they decided to give me a generic one because all of a sudden it came in. But they have to order it first, because it's generic. And that one will be covered. Today's what? Thursday? They haven't called me yet to pick it up. It's the 11th of December. And you can see my eyes are watering, right? And that's just from onion. So, I seen my doctor on the 25th of November. Initially, my kids wouldn't fill out my prescription for me because everybody's all big and bad around here and told me to go do it myself, even though my car's off the road. Because I'm trying to pay down some bills here, so I took my car off the road and I asked my girls to do it. Eventually, one of my younger daughter did it for me. But then I came into the snag where, you know, not everything is covered and forms have to be filled out, and then it's covered, but it's generic. And so anyway, I called up the doctor on Tuesday, 2 days ago, saying, well, I haven't even started the medicine yet, right? You know, I think I'm going to cancel my appointment for the 17th because who knows if this, you know, I haven't even got it yet. And they transfer me to his nurse or whatever he's got working there. And then she starts screaming at me. Well, not screaming, but getting all stern. Well, that's illegal. You know, when the doctor prescribes you a prescription, they're supposed to give it to you. You know, and I'm like, yeah, well, they're not giving it to me. I have to wait for the generic one now. Is it okay to use a generic one when I get it? Well, yeah, you can do that, but, you know, it's illegal what these people are doing. And I'm like, well, don't holler at me. It's not my fault. Well, you're the only one that has this problem. Only you. And I'm like, well, yeah, well, because other people on welfare, and they don't have this problem. Just you. And I said, well, that doesn't give you a right to talk to me like, you know, the way you're talking to me, right? Well, I'm supposed to be talking over the onion here. So I don't know, people. You tell me why I got stuck with a fucking abusive office that wants to keep waving around this. It's illegal! It's illegal! What's illegal? I don't fucking know what's illegal anymore with these people. It's illegal for a family doctor to prescribe a prescription that the freaking specialist didn't want to see me on. And that the optometrist didn't want to fucking see me on. It's illegal to not get a prescription. Even though you're still waiting, I don't know how many fucking days later. It's been over a week and a half now, a week. To go there on the 17th to have this doctor rag on me. Because that's exactly what it's... Well, why didn't you take it in sooner? Well, I didn't have my car on the road and I asked my daughters to take it in for me and they didn't want to because they got pissed off at me. So I had to wait until they weren't mad at me anymore before they fucking do it. Is that a good enough excuse? And then when they did do it, the prescription didn't get filled because all of a sudden I don't qualify. Even though every other welfare recipient in fucking British Columbia, Canada seems to qualify for these 3 drops, but I didn't. And then it becomes my fault because it's illegal that the pharmacy isn't giving me the freaking prescription. So I can go back to the doctor and he can rag on me for not taking the fucking prescription. It's stupid. Well, I'm running around with dollar store glasses. But that seems to be okay. So this doctor can open up my eyes, put drops in there and all this other shit, and I'm just trying to help you. Yeah, you're trying to help me. That's why since I've been seeing you, my eyes have been getting worse. Every time you give me a fucking eye drop, my eyes just get worse. You're just prepping me for your operation. That's it. Don't be surprised if I don't come back fucking blind from it. The way things are going. Because that's how I feel. I don't feel like I'm getting quality health care. Not at all. Absolutely not. So anyway. We'll see what happens. Okay, people. I'm in my bathroom. I got up my tea. I guess this is a 3D or something. I'll put this medicine in. Which, by the way, last night, I don't know if I should be talking there or talking in here. But, hold on. I don't like talking to myself. I like talking to something or somebody, right? But anyway, this will be my third time using these two together. I'm going to do a little wipeout board very briefly at some point today. And then just kind of connect it, I guess, after this little conversation, right? Don't know where to put my eyes. And because I woke up after I went to sleep. I was, picking out my stuff last night. Went to sleep at 4 o'clock or so. And I woke up sneezing halfway through my sleep. Sneeze after another, like 4 times in a row. This stuff may turn my eyes red. And my mouth might get dry. We don't know yet. I haven't used it long enough. Personally, I feel like one of those test rabbits in some fucking lab. I do. Because one, they don't know what causes glaucoma. But yet they say they can prevent it from progressing and stop you from going blind. But in my personal opinion, since I've been seeing eye specialists and doctors for to do with eyes, it's been getting nothing but worse and faster. Because I started having eye problems when I was 40. But I wasn't on welfare, so I had no coverage of any kind, right, for 6 years. So for 6 years I went without eye care. And then when I finally did get back on welfare, it was determined that I qualified for an eye checkup. But by that time, it had already gone years, right? Almost 10 years without any kind of servicing. Right? So, and then we know what happened with, the missed appointment, and then I couldn't get a referral, and blah, 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 right? I'll do that on the little wipeout board so you can see after this how it's all kind of fitting together. And so, anyway, since I have started to see this doctor, since, I don't know, I guess 2012, that was like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they're just getting worse, and they're getting worse fast. And I don't personally think this stuff is helping, but at one point I was told that it was. But this is my last ditch attempt, because outside of this, I guess I'm going to go see a glaucoma specialist, and then maybe have to deal with surgery. Now, the first time I put this one in was yesterday afternoon, and I'm going to write down the times. So when I go see this specialist, he can't, and you ain't taking it right, and it's illegal! It's illegal! Fuck this illegal shit. It's illegal to go see a family doctor or a doctor at a clinic to get a prescription that the eye doctor didn't want to fucking give you because he needed another referral. And then it's illegal that the pharmacy isn't giving me the medicine when I'm handing in the prescription, even though all the rest of his welfare recipients that go to that one office, and, they don't have no problems, but I do. Anyway, this one here, when I first put it in, didn't sting. I did the 2 yesterday afternoon. Now, here's a discrepancy again. I got this specialist. The other box is up there. I ain't going to go run and get it. He said, I'm going to give you these 3. You do 2 drops in a row 2 times a day with all 3 bottles. That's what he tells me before I leave the office. So I managed to get the prescription dropped off a few days later because my car was off the road. It was snowing. I asked my girls, could they do it? By the time it got done, it took about a week for it to finally get dropped off. And then when it got dropped off, they only gave me 2 bottles and said the 3rd bottle wasn't covered. I'm looking there. Right? And so therefore, because the doctor told me use all 3 bottles all in a row, I couldn't use the 2 until I got the 1. And then I was told I had to pay $40 for it. And I'm like, well, how can I pay for, why should I have to pay $40 for it? First of all, I'm on welfare. And second of all, this thing was covered for a whole year when it was as an individual by itself. And now all of a sudden the doctor's prescribing me 2 more and you're telling me I have to pay for the 3rd bottle, especially when I don't even have any money. And because I'm on persons with multiple barriers, and my family doctor, gave me, he filled out a form where I can get a protein supplement in dollar financial amount of $40 a month. So they gave me I have to clarify this because I don't know if it's on my welfare check or not, right? But I think it is, where they give me $40 to go out and buy peanut butter or chicken or something with some protein. Because don't forget, back when after Andre in 2013, in the middle of the year, I went down to like 90 pounds from 105. So it's not valid, right? And I do buy food. So why should I take that $40 that's supposed to be meant for protein and all of a sudden now have to buy medicine that we don't even know it's going to work? There's no guarantee for this, people. So I'm like, I phone up the pharmacy and I'm like, well, why? And why is it not covered all of a sudden? And then one person says, well, you just have to pay the $40 and be done with it. And I phone up the other pharmacy that I was getting it from before. They said, oh, well, it's a new thing. You have to fill forms. The doctor has to fill the form out. The doctor can fill out the form. And then it will be covered. You'll get it free. And I didn't like the way he said that. You'll get it free. It's not about getting free because, first of all, people, let me tell you something. In all my 52 years, I have never been medicated. I've had an epidural with 3 of my births of my children. That's where they freeze you from the waist down, right? But I've never been medicated. 2 births were unmedicated with in terms of epidural. 3 births were, right? But I've never been medicated. I don't take pills, right? So this is all new for me. This is like foreign substances going into my body that is already compromised with my immunity because of, the workload and just whatever, right? And, I'm being harassed while I'm being told to take it, right? And I'm being misled and down the garden path. Like, for example, I just had the optometrist phone me up, I don't know if it was Monday, today's Wednesday, and said, oh, well, gee, it's time for you to come in for an eye checkup and, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, what about these glasses, because if I'm coming in for an eye checkup, last time I came in for an eye checkup, you people told me my eyes hadn't changed, but I had told you that they had. That's when I went and asked him to repair she actually took my glasses, gave them back to me, and then 2 days later when I got home, they broke. And then when I went back and I asked them if they could solder right here so I could see without using dollar store glasses, they said no, they don't do that. And then when I asked them if they could replace the frame, they said they don't have the frame anymore because it's obsolete. So I need a new pair of glasses. And I said, well, how am I supposed to get a new pair of glasses if I think I need stronger glasses? Well, you're going back to see the specialist. So you go see the specialist and he'll prescribe you a new prescription. So when I get to the specialist, he says, no, he can't do that. That's not what he's there for. So in the meantime, I've been running around with these fucking dollar store glasses for like months. As my specialist is grabbing them and slapping them down on the table, telling me that my doctor did an illegal act by prescribing me a prescription that, again, he wasn't there to do. So anyway, this optometrist, the place where they check your eyes and give you glasses, they said, oh, well, now we have a plastic rim. We can take those lenses and put them in a plastic rim, and we'll phone and find out if you qualify for another fucking appointment. I haven't heard from them since yet. But it's nice to know that I can take my old pair of glasses in and go put them in plastic rims. I don't care. But they're not strong enough for me. But they're better than these. Because whatever the specialist is doing, this kind of counteracts that, don't you think? Because these are not proper prescription glasses that are made for my eyes. If anything, they probably make it worse because I'll wear these things outside all fucking day in the fucking sun, working. And, my eyes are like this. The sun is blaring with funky freaking dollar store glasses on. No wonder why my eyes are going out the door. Anyway, you see where this is going, right? So, okay. Now I know I can do that, so we'll see if that happens when I take those fucking glasses in. Sorry for swearing, people, but I just don't know what to think anymore. I really do feel like I'm a freaking rabbit in a freaking lab that's just a targeted fucking individual. I think that this targeting individual stuff hasn't stopped yet. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's just a political freaking, the way the system works, and everybody just doesn't want to take responsibility for nothing. And, you know, they all say, well, your health is in your hands, and blah, and blah, and blah. Okay, so let's get back on track. So I did the first one yesterday afternoon. It didn't sting. Okay? I did the second one. It didn't sting. And then 1 o'clock in the morning came along, and you know, I was sitting there picking, and I'm like, well, I don't want to go sleep yet, right? Because I had, you know, just had a little nap, and, you know, I just need to, like, collect my thoughts, and I got to get this stuff done, right? Because I got to move on and to get going on with the sewing. So this is something I need to, you know, anyway. So I'm like this, and I'm like, okay, so I've got to do now this one and the other one, right? So that's 3 of them. We'll just pretend this is the 3rd one, okay? I know I'm kind of chattering here, right? So anyway, I think, well, I can't, when I phoned, because what happened was, after I phoned the second pharmacy, let's get back to the track here, right? And they said that there was a form that needed to be filled out, blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm like, okay, just another roadblock, right? So 3 days later, whatever it was, I phoned up the pharmacy that had filled out these, and I said, well, where is this form? Because I'm going to go see this doctor, the eye specialist, and ask him to fill out this form so I can get the 3rd bottle. And they said, oh, well, you were talking to me, and I just went through your file, and it looks like there's a generic brand out now that's covered, and, you know, we can fulfill our prescription. That was December 8th. I said, oh, okay. Let's do that, because I can't use these until I get the 3rd one, right? Because this doctor's fucking screaming in my ear as if all this shit's my fault. Like, you're not taking your medicine, you're not doing this, and you're wearing dollar-store glasses, and you're not making your appointments on time, and, you know, it's illegal, everything's fucking illegal, right? And I'm like, okay, so, you know, let's just try and get back on track with taking, so yeah. But, I'm sorry, miss, you know, we don't have it on stock. We have to order it. I'm like, well, okay, we'll order it. In the meantime, I'll phone up the doctor, and I'll tell him what's going on. And I want to cancel my appointment for the 17th or whatever it was, because I haven't even started this medicine yet. No point in checking my fucking eyes and wasting tax dollar, you know, money to say, well, they got worse in the last week. Well, whatever. So, you know, and they're saying, well, no, don't cancel the appointment. You have to come in anyway, and, you know, you can speak to the nurse. And I'm like, okay, so, all right, well, we'll see how long it takes for this stuff to come in. That was the 8th when I ordered it. They called me on Sunday. Saturday night? Sunday? Saturday night, 8 o'clock. They said, oh, now it's ready. It was almost a week after the fact. I said, okay, fine, I'll have my daughters pick it up. So my daughter picked it up on Sunday. But here's the discrepancy again. They're telling my daughter, well, make sure your mom only uses this one, you know, at night. One drop, that's it, at night. Only one time, at night. And I'm like, well, that's not what the doctor told me. Right? The doctor told me to use all 3 in a row 2 times a day. So I'm like, okay. So I phone him up the next day, Sunday. And I say, well, what is this? That's not what the doctor told me. Well, that's not what we have on our file here. That's not what he wrote. That's not what he wrote. He said you're supposed to use these ones 2 times a day and this one with that at the end of the night. So 2 times, like 1 time like this during the day, and then 1 time like this at night. That's what is written on their prescription. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not what he told me, but I guess so, right? Because you have to remember, I'm going to get fucking screamed at because of this shit. Bottom fucking line. Well, that's not what I told you. Yeah, I'm sure that's not what you told me. Because that's how I'm feeling about this. So the first time I did this yesterday afternoon, it was fine. When I came around fucking last night at 4 o'clock in the morning, because you're supposed to put this in when you go to sleep. Okay? I put it in at 1. I went to bed at 4. So I put all 3 together at 4 in the morning before I went to sleep. And as soon as I put this one in, and the guy warned me, he said, oh, it will sting. you know? Because the first time it happened, didn't sting. And then my eyes might turn red, mouth might fucking go dry, all this other shit, right? I'm like, whatever. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Boy, oh boy, I'll tell you, people, when I put this stuff in at 4 o'clock in the fucking morning, it was worse than a freaking onion. Worse than an onion. It started just like tearing up. And it burned. He was right. It fucking burns. And I'm like, well, what are they doing? Like, what are they doing in my eyes, man? You know, I'm already struggling with my eyes. How can you tell me that's making me feel better? Like, how can you tell me that it's going to make me not go blind? So, but I'm trying to, I got to follow the doctor, right? So I go into the second one. This one's not so bad. This one, maybe I should switch them around. I don't know. We're going to do this one first again and see what happens. And then, of course, I did the third one and I went to fucking sleep. Wow. My eyes are going like this in my head. And you see, that's the thing. You're not supposed to fucking feel it, right? And I've been telling this doctor, I always feel my eyes moving around. It might have something to do with it. Oh, no, it doesn't. Well, whatever. That's your opinion. So, went to bed, went to sleep. I gotta wash my hands here. And, try to calm down. Don't forget, I got this ringing in my ears. It's fucking getting louder, too. So I have to adjust to that. I can't wear earplugs because I have my little grandson, right? So I have to always have that available just in case, because that's what mothers and grandmothers do. We like to listen. And we like to pay attention to where they're at. What you doing? Don't think Nana didn't hear you. So, okay, just hold on. And I go to sleep, and somewhere in that sleep, I woke up and I started sneezing. I sneezed like 4 times in a row in a space of 4 minutes, 3 minutes. So I guess that's a reaction. Because who the hell wakes up in their sleep starts sneezing? So we're going to see how this reacts to my eyes right now. If I can do this with an onion, I can do this with this. Because I feel like a freaking test lab rabbit. I do not consider this to be quality health care. Not at all. That's 1. Well, it's not really stinging yet. Not like it did last night. Was it because my eyes were tired last night? Oh, it's stinging a little bit now. See, it stings now. It's really stinging. And you see, people, I can't open my eyes. It's worse than an onion. It feels like it's an onion. And to be honest with you, if it's going to be like this, I would prefer to use an onion. I really would. Can you see this? You're supposed to hold it and keep it in there and let it move around your eyeball. And if they're going to make my mouth dry, what are they doing? Are they trying to dry out the liquid? Like, what is the purpose of these drops? Can you see that? So anyway, that part is over. Okay. And now we're going to go into drop 2, I guess. I have to take it from, leave that part over there. I'm obviously not very prepared. I was a little better last night. I had a face cloth and everything. I'm kind of discouraged with life right now. And I'm not going to start crying because these are not real tears. These are provoked tears. Something like an onion would do. It would provoke a tear, wouldn't it? But there wouldn't be side effects to this degree. I'm supposed to give it a minute or 2 or 5 minutes between each drop. Now don't forget, now this doctor told me I'm supposed to do all 3 in a row. But when I tell him I was only doing 2 in the afternoon, who knows what the response will be when I get there. That's not what I told you. Yeah, well, that's not what the fucking pharmacy told me. And I'm supposed to trust you. Well, you practically break my dollar store glasses. The only thing that I can really see with right now at this point in life. Oh, and then you miss it. But I've been trying to like be very careful with this so I don't miss it. See, this one doesn't burn. It's the other one that burns. Oh, see? It's not good for my neck. I already have bad neck. I don't know. I don't know. Was that a hit or a miss? And of course, as I'm being agitated, trying to stand up for myself with this crap, you know, not be a wuss, right? They don't like that. They don't like that. These people that, you know, are dictating to you what you should be doing, you know, they don't want to hear anything other than it's now the government's fault. It's the government's fault that I'm falling through the cracks. It's the government's fault that I couldn't get a referral when I needed it. In a timely manner, that is. It's the government's fault that I used a prescription that technically I didn't need for a whole year because I didn't qualify to go see the specialist. Or if I did, I didn't get the right referral because I wasn't informed correctly by wherever that information was supposed to come from. Oh, it's the government's fault that I'm doing 2 drops today in the afternoon versus 3 because the doctor told me I should be doing 3 and not listen to what the pharmacy says. It's the government's fault that the pharmacy couldn't give me all my medication at one time because I didn't qualify for something halfway through the game. Right? Anyway, I just want you to see what I'm going through. Okay, history of the non-profit people. I'm trying to be brave. I really am. If I go blind, like I don't know, never been blind before. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. I can tell you though that whatever these people are doing in my eyes, they're making them worse. They're making them worse, and they're making them worse faster. Faster than when I had no care for 10 years because I didn't qualify under the BC Liberal government. Basically. So, it's not a pity party, okay? Because there's 2 million people across North America that have this problem. Some respond better to it than others. My doctor says I'm not responding to this stuff. And that, you know, again, he's very good at making it my fault. Because I'm not being consistent with my medication or whatever. And I don't like to waste taxpayers' dollars. Because I said in here, but there's another thing before I go. And I'm going to do after, I'm going to make a little wipeout board, just keep it really short and sweet so you can see it in black and white. The timeline of how this is working out. Right? So I don't have to keep repeating myself all the time. But, oh, what was I going to say? I lost it. Going blind, you have to work harder to think. You take your eyesight for granted, right? Anyway, I'll think about it later. All right, people.